So, a while ago, and I'm talking quite some time ago, I made a video discussing quick shifting and clutchless shifting. This was posted back on August 22nd, 2016, so nearly 2.5 years ago, back when I was a sweet little yam in the sunlight. Since it was in a vlog-style format and I was speaking off of the cuff, I got a few things wrong and I would like to make a more thorough video. And also because it was hilarious watching an older video of mine. Since it was in a vlog-style format and I was speaking off the cuff, I got a few things wrong and would like to make a more thorough video. And also because it was hilarious watching an older vlog of mine because I feel like a completely different person now. Seriously, this guy is so high-strung. If you're curious, I'll drop a link to that video in the description below. Okay, hi. Hello, it's me, your boy, Yammie Q, back at it once again to deliver the motorcycle content you've come to know and love. Today we're going to be diving in correctly into the world of quick shifters and clutchless shifting because holy crap, that other video has nearly 1 million views and there's quite a bit wrong with it. So let's set the record straight and make sure we've got ourselves a proper video on the subject. And speaking of proper, today's video is supported by Manscaped. You've seen these guys before. I love spreading the good word of male genital grooming for a while now, and they make the finest ball shaver that money can buy. No cuts or nicks ever, and you might be asking, now why would you want to trim your downstairs? Well, the real question is, why wouldn't you want to trim your downstairs, you absolute heathen? Do you want to walk around with the jungle in your pants? This displeases Lord Rossi, and to be honest, it's not aerodynamic. For a limited time, get 20% off and free shipping by using the code YAM20 at checkout. Manscaped are some good people. Seriously, they support this train wreck degenerate channel. How could you not like them? Again, YAM20 is going to get you 20% off, and you get the finest ceramic bladed shaver money can buy with free shipping. I use it pretty religiously every week, so seriously, thanks again to Manscaped for supporting us. And now, of course, Turbo Busa or die, you should subscribe. I'm giving away free bikes, and I sure do appreciate likes. All right, let's do it. In order to understand clutchless or quick shifting or any of that kind of fancy pants shifting all the kids are doing nowadays, you have to understand the basic mechanics of what's going on when you shift gears on a motorcycle. Otherwise, you're going to be spouting off a bunch of BS like I was doing in my original video about how the throttle gets closed and this and that. You have a few different components working together to shift gears. You have the clutch lever, which is often the part that gets a lot of the credit for shifting. This is the mechanism that pulls the cable and actuates the small spring that pulls the pressure plate open, allowing you to pop the transmission into the desired gear, cuts the power to the rear wheel, and besides the throttle is the primary way you control the output of power to your rear wheel. Of course, I am intimately familiar with all these things because we had to replace a clutch cable on our Hentai Hornet, and it's pretty cool how simple of a mechanism it is. It literally is just a little metal cable that tugs on a spring. Motorcycles are really simple machines, unless we're talking top shelf leader bikes, and that's going to get pretty complicated pretty fast. The clutch's lot in life is to engage and disengage the engine from the rear wheel. It is one of the most important components on your bike. The clutch is the mechanism that couples and decouples the crank from the transmission. It's a relatively simple part that consists of some clutch bolts and springs, the pressure plate, and the clutch pack, which is steel and friction plates. If you've ever seen a blown clutch, this is what usually gets blown up, is those friction plates and the steel plates. The inner hub and the outer basket are included as well. The outer basket is the thing that connects to the crank and turns with the crank shaft. Think of it like a picnic basket with 2 delicious baguettes inside of it. C'est magnifique. The inner hub is what connects to the transmission's input shaft. Stacking up inside of it are the friction plates and the steel plates, meaning that when the clutch lever is not engaged, everything is pressed up against the crank and is rotating with it. For a more detailed look on how clutches work, head over to MC Garage and check out their video on clutches. Hell, go and check out all their videos because Ari did an amazing job on all those videos covering everything really clearly and simply. Now, on the other side of the bike, you have the all-important transmission. This is the mechanism that moves the cogs to provide different gear ratios for the different speed and torque needs you might have. That way, when you're coming from a stoplight, you have the correct gearing so that you can rip a fat wheelie and show everyone your dominance, or when you need to pass someone on the highway, again, to be a 10 out of 10 alpha, you can shift your transmission down a gear, be in a higher rev range, get more power, and pass them. The thing to note about motorcycle gearboxes is that they are sequential, unlike a car's where you can pop from 6th to 4th gear, for example. It means you can't directly go from 6th to 4th gear on a motorcycle. You have to go through 5th gear. It's a pretty simple mechanism too. There's 2 shafts, an input shaft that connects our clutch as we mentioned, and then the output shaft that moves the cogs to get to the necessary gears attached to our front sprocket, and sending that power to the rear wheels. Again, detailed breakdown all over at the MC Garage on all this stuff. That's where I got this info. The throttle is an all-important part of shifting and riding as well. It's another relatively simple mechanism where 2 cables, sometimes 1 but usually 2 for street bikes, pulls the throttle body and allows the flow of air into the engine and revs up to make power. It's our favorite part of any bike because it's what allows you to go fast. Don't go too fast, please. Papa Yam cares about you. Be safe. Cool, we now have a pretty rudimentary understanding of what's going on when we pull on the clutch, shift up a gear, and get on the throttle. So let's talk about clutchless shifting. As the name implies, clutchless shifting is when you shift up a gear, sometimes down a gear if you're a fancy boy, without using the clutch. As we mentioned, the clutch is a necessary part of shifting gears, so what's going on here? When you're on the throttle, the teeth connecting those two shafts from the clutch side to the output side are very meshed together. The same thing happens when you're off the throttle too. They don't want to come apart. So how do we make them come apart? Normally you let off the throttle, engage your clutch lever, move up or down a gear, and continue riding. The cool thing, however, is that in that split second between being on the throttle and off the throttle, the transmission is unloaded, allowing you to move between the gears without the need of a clutch. Try it next time you're riding. It feels really natural and it's not going to hurt your transmission, trust me. But it does depend on the sort of bike you're riding. Higher revving sport bikes with closer gear ratios love slipping between gears clutchlessly, but a big burbling V12 and a Harley might not love it so much. Now, why would you want a clutchless shift? Well, clutchless shifting can be smoother and allow for faster acceleration. It also feels good too, so if you're able to shift quickly, smoothly, and without a clutch, what's better than that? So, that brings us to Quickshifters, because they are even better than clutchless shifting. Quickshifters are amazing. I had one for upshifts on my Triumph Daytona 675R, and there are some serious benefits to them. Mainly that you can shift up gears without letting off the throttle and without engaging the clutch, which is why they're quick. And if they're bi-directional, you can bang down a gear without worrying about rev matching. Don't try banging down a gear without your clutch because you have an up quick shifter. Yammie is not responsible for any mayhem you may cause on your bike. For starters, a quick shifter is a physical device you can put on a motorcycle. It's not a technique or a part of a standard bike, even though many bikes come with them as standard now. So, how does it work? At your gear shift linkage near your left foot, this device is a sensor that detects when the gear lever moves. When it detects motion, it lets the motorcycle's ECU know, so that just before it pops into the next gear, it cuts the ignition spark. It actually is the same principle as clutchless shifting. You're interrupting power and load on the transmission to allow the transmission to slip into the next gear. You're just doing a technology instead of your right hand this time. Now, besides it feeling amazing and so satisfying to keep it wide open and bang through the gears with wanton disregard, a quick shifter helps save fractions of seconds on each shift and allows for faster lap times at the track, where this technology was born. You can snag a gear whenever you please with literally zero interruption in power. They also allow you to stay more focused on your line, your throttle application, and when used properly, they can allow you to go faster around a racetrack. So, I know what you're thinking. Yammie, a quick shifter sounds like cheating. I'm a real man, and I use the clutch lever like God intended. Well, my question for you is, have you ever tried a quick shifter? They are really awesome, and they don't detract from the experience of riding at all, in my opinion. Now, bi-directional quick shifters make the bike feel a little more semi-automatic, in my opinion. I think quick shifter for upshifts is the sweet spot because they allow you to still engage the clutch and rev match for downshifts, but at the end of the day, you are riding a motorcycle and you do want to feel involved. I find myself switching between clutchless and non-clutchless shifts when I ride a bike without a quick shifter, which is strange. Sometimes it's fun to rip up through gears without the clutch, and other times when you're in traffic, you just ride super standardly and use the clutch the way it was intended. Either way, whether you rip through gears with or without a clutch, with a quick shifter or without one, have fun and be safe on your ride. So that wraps up today's knowledge lesson on quick shifting and clutchless shifting. What do you guys think? Have you tried a quick shifter? What'd you think? And for those of you out there who clutchlessly shift on the daily, let us know in the comments below because you're part of the cool kids on this one for sure. And of course, I cannot go one single video without mentioning how we're giving away motorcycles here at Yammie Noob. Yep, seriously. We have an amazing FZ07 up for grabs, and rumor has it our next bike will be a fully fared, small displacement sport bike like an R3 or an RC390, because the entire goal of the project is to give more people the chance to jump on motorcycles, since we now know that 42% of you are bikeless bros who are looking to get started. So, I will facilitate. Hit that link below to check that out and see how you can enter to win for free, or sign up to support the series for additional chances to win the bike, free product, and the chat on our Discord server with me. Thanks again for watching, subscribing, and tuning in. This channel is nothing without you guys, and it's been my squidly honor to divulge the good word of our Lord and Savior Rossi. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later. Fact. Approximately 40,000 Americans are injured by toilets every year. Jesus Christ, let's get it together, guys. Do we need a European class licensing system for access to toilets? I'll start you off on an approved A1 learner bucket, and then you can move your way onto an unrestricted Flushmaster 3000. Goodbye.